Everyone tell us, and this is going to be the Aurora gameplay, reveal, video, skills, and everything else that you could possibly want. This is League of Legends' new champion. Apparently, she is autistic, and she brings with her a new type of magic, which is spirit witchcraft. And so we're just going to get right into everything going on with her. So this is her passive. Passive Spirit Abjuration. If Aurora damages an enemy 3 times with her spells and attacks, she will deal magic damage and exercise a spirit to her entering spirit mode, and gaining movement speed and empowering her healing for 3 seconds. For every additional spirit following Aurora, the bonuses from spirit mode are increased by 5%. Okay, that actually seems a little hard to see. Okay. Okay. Pretty standard 3-hit passive. Range doesn't seem obnoxious. Now, for her Q ability. Q, 2-fold Hex. Fire a blast of curse energy in a direction, dealing magic damage to enemies hit, and marking them with spirit energy. Okay. Recast. End the curse, drawing back the spirit energy to herself, dealing magic damage to enemies passed through. So it's sort of like a Xayah feather. So it's like a Xayah feather that comes with Xayah's ability to draw back, except in mage form. Okay. Okay, that's exactly what it is. All right. But obviously with the delay, then yeah, you're gonna have time to like set up and maybe probably do some. Okay, well that's interesting. Okay, so let's take a look here. Do a little bit more damage. Okay. W, across the veil. Hop in a direction upon landing, entering the spirit realm, become invisible, and entering spirit mode for several seconds. Takedowns on enemy champions reset the cooldown of this ability. Riot said you can hop over small walls with this ability. That's a really nice text that's actually in the video, because I did ask that to Riot as well. So I'm glad that the text is also here to include this. So yeah, you can hop over very small walls with this. Now, it repositions you backwards. So that is the mechanic here. So it's sort of like a safety measure and everything else like that. Yeah, I mean, that's the way that it is. So, or I think it can position you backwards. That looks like she jumped forward. Wait a minute. Okay, she does jump forward. Okay, never mind. All right. Oh, this is the jump backwards. The weirding. Oh, okay. All right, I'm sorry. See, coach, by the way. The weirding. Send out a blast of spirit magic, dealing magic damage in an area and slowing them. Aurora will hop backwards slightly on cast. All right, said you can hop over small walls with this ability. Amazing, truly amazing. All right, so the weirding. I mean, it looks like it's a Brahmar type thing, except it also throws you backwards. Really simple kit here. Obviously, evasion to dodge skill shots and stuff. Now, between worlds, this was the really cool thing that's going on here. I also like how it almost kind of looks like Kindred here, but not really quite Kindred, although from what I gathered from the Q&A, obviously all Spirit champions, Aurora is very curious about them. Has an interaction, I guess, with Kindred, but not with Mordekaiser. Little bit weird, but apparently, even though Aurora jumps into the Spirit realm, that's different from the death realm. Anyways, yeah. Send out a pulse of spirit energy that deals magic damage and slows enemies. Now, if you guys remember, this actually looks like maybe the inspiration for this was drawn upon on that almost shipped Shyvana thing with R. The area merges with the spirit realm, granting Aurora an empowered spirit mode and allowing her to travel from one end of the area of the other. Enemies who try to cross the threshold will take magic damage, be slowed, and be pushed towards the center of the area. So from what I gathered, and I'm curious to see, is she can click anywhere inside of it and she blinks to it, is what's going on. So again, a lot of evasion, and yeah, you're trapped inside it. So it's somewhat like a Mordekaiser R, but you can walk in, but then you can't get out. Is sort of like what's going on there. What? Yeah, that's really cool. That's awesome. She can just blink over walls with the R and then blink right back. Yeah, and then you're trapped inside while this is happening. Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so that is her abilities. Now, let's actually take a peek, as I have the ratios and everything. brought up here for you guys. Spirit Abjuration. Werewood spirits are drawn to Aurora. If Aurora damages an enemy 3 times with her spells and attacks, she will perform an exorcism. We already read this. 6% plus 0.01% of the enemy's maximum health as magic damage, and freeing a spirit that empowers her, healing for 10 to 35 every second. Okay, for 3 seconds. So, okay, so at rank 1, it heals her for 30 at rank 1. So if you manage to land 3 spells in an attack, then you heal for 30 at rank 1. Okay. 6% max health at rank 1 is pretty negligible, especially for, like, a mage, right? I don't think that it's going to be... Well, I mean, in certain matchups, this is going to be kind of big. Entering spirit mode, gaining 8%, 5 to 10%, plus 0.3% max movement speed for 3 seconds. For every additional spirit following Aurora, bonus movement speed is increased by 5%. Okay, so it goes up. Now, I don't know what the limit is on how many spirits can be following Aurora. Okay. Q, twofold hex. So this goes 8 to... Okay, she was level 5 in the previous image. So this goes from 8 to 6 seconds. The mana cost is negligible at 60. Damage is 40 to 140, but remember it has a recast. So the base damage on this is actually 270 at rank 5. 270 with 120% AP ratio. That's, on a 6-second cooldown. Yeah. Why not? Why not, actually? That... yeah, dealing up to 180 plus 80% magic damage based on their missing health. 20% for multi-hits. Okay. It's like a really high ratio. I wonder what maximum threshold is. Okay, across the veil. 18 seconds to 14. Bunny Mage hops in a direction. Upon landing, Bunny Mage enters the spirit realm, becoming invisible for 1.4 seconds. And entering spirit mode for 3 seconds. Takedowns on enemy champions within 3 seconds of damaging them will reset the cooldown of Bunny Hop. Okay, so... Oh, these are code names for the ability. Okay. So you can reset this, and then you can... Okay, so it's an invisibility. So I wonder if this is much like Nico, where you can cast it on cast of an opponent, and it fizzles. If you're good enough. Now, obviously, that's something that's only going to be happening in, like, if you're living on top of the server in NA or Europe, or if you're in Korea or China or something like that. I think that's a mechanic that I think is pretty consistent there. The duration going up to 2 seconds seems really obnoxious in team fights if you can actually manage to get a takedown. That's a lot of evasion. We move on to the weirding. So the base damage on this, 70 to 230, and she has 270 base on the other thing. 80% AP here, 120% AP on Q, but nothing on W. Then she does have the passive, which deals max health. Magic damage in area and slowing them by 80%, decaying over 1 second. So this is also really obnoxious wave clear. The force of the blast knocks back Bunny Mage back slightly. Okay. Max percent. Oh, it deals max percent health damage. Oh, okay. Oh, she has max health on 2 abilities? Oh, okay. Oh, that makes sense, actually. Yeah, that makes sense. Max health on 2 abilities, guys, too. Two abilities, actually. Max percentage HP. And missing HP on QX. Great. R, Between Worlds. Bunny Mage unlocks a rift to the spirit realm, sending out a pulse of spirit energy that deals 218, 180, 80%. Oh, another 80% AP ratio. Isn't that lovely? Magic damage and slows enemies by 30% for 2 seconds. The area merges with the spirit realm for 3 seconds, giving Bunny Mage an empowered spirit mode, doubling her bonuses while she's in it, and allowing her to travel from one end of the area to the other by crossing the threshold. Now, the way that I understood it is that she can click anywhere in it, and she blinks, basically, to that location, kind of like the Flash. Any enemies attempting to cross the threshold are slowed by 75% for 1.5 seconds after being pushed towards the center of the area. And then, okay, Bunny Mage can recast the ability to end the effect early. The duration goes from 3 to 4 seconds. Damage goes from 180 to 350. That's really awkward base scaling. The cooldown 140 to 100. So 350 at the end with an 80% AP ratio. Honestly, not the heaviest hitting R. But she does come with percentage max health on her passive and on her E. And then she comes with basically an execute on her Q. So the thing that I'm mostly looking at here with her abilities is when she has a lot of ability haste, these things are going to be up permanently. The mana costs are not balanced. These are not for a champion that's going to be spamming abilities, this mana is way too low. She's never running out of mana. So she is going to have so much evasion, and depending on the range of these abilities, which I mean, we did sort of see her. I mean, we sort of saw her Q, right? Her Q doesn't seem like super long. It seems like it's maybe like 650, 700. So she does want to kind of be a little bit close. But the thing is, and normally when I see something have max percentage HP, I immediately think like, well, naturally you just kind of want to be a little bit tanky, right? And she has evasion. So she has evasion with W, and then she has evasion reset on W, and then she has R. And then obviously she has the weirding thing, which she can use to also dodge stuff and do all that good jazz. So it's making me ponder if she's actually going to be like a battle type mage. And because her AP ratios are already high enough. So if she does something like she goes Rod of Ages with like Seraphs, and then she has that shield, and she's just tanky, and she's hard to bring down that way, then I wonder what goes on there. But the problem is that she seems like she would be so obnoxious as well with just high ability haste. So my initial thoughts are, okay, Ro is a little bit awkward for her to build just into, unless her Q is like really good for wave clear combined with the E, and in which case maybe she can just sit on Catalyst, or she can sit on components or something like that. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, maybe Seraphs, maybe like just a battle mage type build. Otherwise, yeah, she's going to be a traditional mage. Now, with ratios like this, this is a little bit scary. So this is going to be her level 13. And the reason that this is going to be your level 13 is you're going to want to get the cooldown on this down really quick, and then you're going to want to get the 10% max health here. So it's going to be a Q into E, and then obviously you'll get W. Interesting. I mean, really interesting concept. The problem is she doesn't really have a whole lot going for her outside of like this evasion and the fact that right now her numbers are not balanced. These are not balanced numbers by any means. The mana costs are way too low. The ability cooldowns are way too short. The ratios are way too high. I think it's giving her too much inside of her kit. But I'm worried because if you remove these numbers, I don't know what the threshold is to where she doesn't just become like a for fun solo queue champion. And that's always the worry with like these types of champions where they don't have a whole lot going on in their kit. Like really, if you take away her numbers, what is she? What really is she? She's like a worse Ahri if you take away her numbers. That's really the problem. Like this W across the veil, like what really is this in actuality, right? Like her kit just ends up being a worse version of Ahri unless she has everything that she has. Because right now Ahri still has the leg up on her, and that Ahri has like the charm, right? Ahri has more freedom, I guess, with her R. Ahri's R is permanently up between the worlds, and obviously W is not permanently up, etc. But if you take away her heavy hits, she's just a worse Ahri, and at that point, why do you even play her? Anyways, that is it for the Aurora reaction. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will play her probably on PvE. As you guys do know, I cannot stream anything other than LCS right now. I'm losing my mind. However, did just get good news 2 days ago. Hopefully I can talk about it soon. And yeah, that's it. So, see you guys for LCS this weekend. See you guys later. Bye-bye.